Everyone shush! Give me silence. Listen to this OST. When it comes to my childhood and the games that I played, I've dabbled in all of the common games that we all grew up with and love to this day. Games like Grand Theft Auto 5, Minecraft, Mortal Kombat, Call of Duty, NBA 2K before it was ass. I played all of these games growing up and thoroughly enjoyed my time with them. But before all of these games came to existence in my life, nothing compared to the Wii game of Go Vacation, a classic game that surprisingly not too many people bring up when talking about the greatest games of all time, which, you know, it makes me feel some type of way, bro, because this game is top 10 for me. Listen to this OST. Of course, nostalgia carries how I feel about this game for me mostly, you know, like comparing this game to a title like Grand Theft Auto 5 just wouldn't be fair. But I still love this game enough to tell you all about my experience with the game. Because this was during a time when the simplicity of a game like Wii Sports was enough to amaze me, like my controller is moving on the screen, what the f***? It was also one of the last eras of the Wii console, a system that completely changed the game for active movement with video games. It was a perfect console to emulate real life activities like bowling, basketball, or shooting, which is why there were so many games for the console that revolved around doing sports of some sort. But with so many of them trying to replicate what Wii Sports did as a game, not too many of these games stuck and saw popularity on the console. But then came Go Vacation. This game brought enough new to the table, along with having their own twist on already established minigames that you'd expect on the Wii console, which made me enjoy it even more than Wii Sports growing up playing it. And the local multiplayer aspect of the game made it even more better for me and my brother, as we beat the game multiple times just from how fun it was. But I'm getting ahead of myself, so we're gonna take a trip back in time and do a brief overview on the game of Go Vacation and see why this game was so amazing. Almost as amazing as my Patreon. If you want to support the channel, gain access to exclusive videos that'll never go to YouTube, or be able to watch my channel videos earlier than when I usually upload them, feel free to check the link in the description below and become a Patreon member today. Go Vacation is a game developed by Bandai Namco, and it was released on October 11th, 2011. The game had its first release only for the Wii console before being renewed and re-released in 2018 for the Nintendo Switch console. I got this game in 2011 from a red box when, you know, those things were still cool. Then I finally got my own copy on my birthday of 2012 and enjoyed it for years to come. As the name implies, the world of Go Vacation is set as a big getaway vacation for you to enjoy in the massive area of Kauai Island, a place full of resorts and activities for you and your friends to enjoy. Now, when you first get into the game, you're able to either create your character or use one of your Mii avatars as your character. The Miis are rendered good in the game, but the only drawback was the fact that you couldn't put any accessories like hats on these characters, something that you could do with the created character. So growing up, I remember having tears in my eyes playing because I wanted a hat on my Mii character so bad. I don't know why I was crying, I just had emotional issues. But once you actually get into the game, you'll be greeted with the game's amazing open world aspect. Now, obviously, you know, the whole game is centered around the activities that you play in each resort, but what was so cool about it is that in between all of that, you had an amazing and lively open world full of its own activities and side quest mysteries to explore, something that games like Wii Sports and Wii Resort didn't have. Like, you could spend hours just going around the different resorts and just exploring before you even start up a minigame. And the first resort that you have access to is the beach type area called Marine Resort. There's 3 other resorts in the game, being the city, mountain, and snow islands that you can unlock as you play the game, and each resort has their own vibe as your clothing choice changes, and you have access to different vehicles to traverse with in each resort. And of course, you obviously have access to different activities within each resort, as there's over 50 total mini games to play in the game. And these range all the way from something as simple as mini golf to something complex as literal street racing. What I loved so much about this game is the variety of activities that you'd come to expect and new ones that brought uniqueness to the games. You have games already known like sword fighting that didn't necessarily add much new, but then you had games not really seen before on the Wii console like snowball fights, or the water gun battles, which none of you are seeing me in. This was my Call of Duty before I even played that game, so if any of you want to see me with the 1v1s, you're not winning. But the variety of mini games that you would have in each resort kept the game from having a dull moment. And like I explained, in order to progress in the game, you have to play each of the mini games at least once, but it's further incentive to play these games to beat your high score, as you unlock keys in the games when you do so, which allow you to get special items for your personal island called the Villa Grounds. This area of the game is unlocked once you complete all of the activities in each resort once, where you gain access to an isolated house which you can customize. And the keys that I mentioned earlier allow you to unlock furniture packs for this house and further customize the space to your liking. You know, now that I think about it, I think this game really shaped my taste in the games that I grew to love later down the line. For example, I love the decorating aspect of the Villa Grounds mode, which is probably why I love The Sims so much. And Go Vacation was the first game that really introduced me to open world games, which is probably why I appreciate games like GTA so much. And I already told you guys about my body on the water gun battles, so you can probably see why this game means so much to me, even if overall it wasn't more than an activities game. But like almost any game, the fun was even better shared with friends, as each world and most activities were local multiplayer compatible, and even on the Villa Grounds, it allowed you to have multiple houses if you were to bring your friends to the island. So the bright and fun experience of Go Vacation was beautifully shared with a friend. So overall, Go Vacation was an amazing title of my childhood that I'm really grateful for, and it's really fun to go back every now and then to enjoy some of the mini games that the game has to offer. And this OST, you know, I didn't really get to gush enough about how I love this soundtrack, but I think it's one of the best that I've ever heard in a game. But even more, the game just feels like it was made with passion and evolving ideas that already worked on the Wii console. So if you didn't grow up playing this game, I'd say it's without a doubt worth it to play now, either on this Nintendo Switch version or on the original Wii console, because the experience you get out of the game feels like a real vacation. So what do you guys think about Go Vacation if you played it before, man? Feel free to leave a comment down below. And as always, if you like on the video, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.